So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I grew up in Florida here in Jupiter. You may have heard of it. It's gotten a lot more popular all of a sudden. It's being known as the place where all the professional golfers and a lot of retired athletes live these days. Grew up down there when it was a lot smaller, like sleepy little beach town. A little bit about my education and background. Went to University of Central Florida, go Knights. I studied economics there. After that, I took a year off and went to Washington, D.C., where I actually worked for Congressman Cliff Stearns for a little bit. Spent a lot of time there. It was very expensive and couldn't really cut it there, making a living and paying all the expensive rent there. I think I stayed in a townhouse with 14 other people and still paid $12.50 a month in rent, so that's a lot for someone right out of college. So I came back, decided to go to law school. I went to Ave Maria School of Law down in Naples, Florida, Catholic school down there. When I went to law school, I always thought I would do something maybe involved in politics, or I would do something business related, since my undergrad degree was in economics. But I took a class called Trial Advocacy when I was there at Ave Maria School of Law, and I fell in love with it. With trial ad, for people who don't know, is kind of like a mock trial, where you get to learn how to do the actual mechanics of what's in the courtroom, cross-examining people, making closing arguments, doing that kind of stuff. I fell in love with it, and I asked my professors, where am I going to get the most experience doing that? And they always said, you can do it either public defender's office, or you can do it at the state attorney's office. That's where you're going to get it. And I swore at the time I would never be a defense attorney, so I'm like, all right, sign me up for the state attorney's office. I did a couple internships there. I really liked that. When I got out of law school, I applied all over the state, 20 different circuits here. Applied to all of them. This place here in Pinellas, the 6th Circuit, Pinellas and Pasco, offered me a job very quickly. I moved up here, didn't know a soul, and started my career as an attorney here. I spent about 3.5 years at the state attorney's office, working for then Bernie McCabe. Now it's Bruce Bartlett, prosecuting cases. Moved up pretty quickly at that. I really jumped into the job and loved it. I think that's what differentiates me from a lot of other attorneys, is I really had a passion for it. I really liked, again, the trial advocacy part of it, but they sent me out to traffic court very, very early on, so I got to do a lot of the DUI cases and stuff like that. I did a lot of ride-alongs. I went up and actually went out and rode with the cops when they did these DUI wolf packs. I went and would even go to the Intoxilizer when they would do the maintenance on it, just to learn more stuff that would help me in trial on it. I had a real passion for it, so I became really good at that. Actually, back in 2015, I was awarded Prosecutor of the Year for the state of Florida by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And so that was really kind of like a passion of mine. Got really good at that. A little bit after that, was promoted to felony. Took on a lot more serious cases, and toward the end of my career there, had even trying some murder cases and things like that. So moved up pretty quickly. I kind of changed, I guess, over time on whether or not I could become a defense attorney. I'm friends with a lot of defense attorneys in the area. I think some of you guys know Frank McDermott used to be here, Lee Coleman, Jim Jenkins, some of those guys. They kind of talked me into it, go out on your own, start your own business, you'll love it. And after kind of becoming friends with them and seeing how they were doing it, I decided to take the plunge, and I just opened up the Reep law firm. So that was about 5 years ago now. Started up and literally ordered some furniture off of Amazon, put it together, opened an office, and started from nothing. Never even had a client before, because I worked for the state attorney's office. I built that up over the last 5 years. In the last 2 years, I've had 2 of my good friends from the state attorney's office actually come and join me there. So there's Kevin Coleman. I think he's come in here before. He does some of our family law. And then Nick Stubbendorff, who used to do some insurance defense, and he's come over and helped us with some of the auto accident stuff. So we've grown the firm up. It's now Reep, Coleman, and Stubbendorff. It's not just the Reep law firm anymore. We've built up a pretty good firm with a decent reputation in the area. We've practiced in front of basically every judge at this point. I've tried myself over 50 jury trial cases. I have a pretty good record as a defense attorney. I think my win percentage right now is 88% in a world where the state wins like 90% of the time. So we're pretty good at it. I love the fight. I think that's what makes me a lot different from a lot of other trial attorneys. Is I love going in there. I'm not looking to settle. I'm looking to win. I'm looking to kind of find the issues that are the pressure points in the case and just driving that home. I think a lot of attorneys will throw everything against the wall and they hope something sticks during the course of a trial, but I think in particular what makes me a lot better at it than some other attorneys is finding the particular issues that are going to stick and then just driving that home and convincing the jurors to obviously find it our way. So good referrals for us. As far as criminal law goes, obviously anybody who's arrested. We also help people who are maybe being under investigation for police. I mean, we've had people come in, they haven't been arrested, but a cop has come over and left a business card in their door and they know that something's coming. Those are great referrals for us. They can come and talk to us. We get a lot of people with substance abuse issues, unfortunately. We've had a pretty good track record of helping them out. You really want to help someone early with a substance abuse issue. I mean, it can really turn into something that turns horribly wrong for them. And it just escalates usually. So the more they get charged with certain crimes or whatever, the worse it gets, the more likely it is they're going to find themselves in jail or prison. So we try to help people early on it. Like I said, I got a lot of experience with traffic court things, so DUIs, tickets, anything like that, I mean, we can help you out with that. Even if you got a simple speeding ticket, just give us a call. It's worth just giving me a call and seeing if it's something you should pay. I mean, I see it all the time where somebody pays a ticket not really knowing what it is, and then it triggers all these other laws like habitual traffic offender or something like that, and then all of a sudden you're getting driver's license suspensions, and it can be avoided by just picking up the phone and calling an attorney. So, you know, other referrals that are good for us, anything that's, you know, serious felony cases too, we got the full range of experience. We can do all of that kind of stuff. There's also domestic violence type cases, or, you know, a lot of like family law attorneys are good referral sources for us too. You get a lot of people, unfortunately, who are going through a divorce and then one spouse accuses the other one of something that turns into a criminal charge or something like that. So family law attorneys who don't practice criminal law are great referrals. I mean, I think from other attorneys, that's probably our best referral source. Other than that, I think that kind of just covers all of it, I think.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you cover like Medicare and Medicaid fraud?
Yeah, we can do white collar crimes and stuff like that too. So anything like that. The only thing we don't do is federal. I don't really touch federal cases, but I do have a lot of good referral partners for that. So if you do know someone who's charged federally, then I can put them in touch with somebody. But yeah,
It's not for me, by the way. I just know.
Jeremiah, say no.
I'll say
Recommendations, like, if somebody is charged by the police or have DUI, like don't blow or the.
Yeah, I mean, obviously revoke your right to remain silent. I actually got a funny story about that. I got probably my favorite client, I guess, interaction with that. I had told them, you know, if the police come out or whatever, just make sure you don't say anything. Sure enough, they came out, they talked to him, he did remain silent. I talked to him after he had gotten out of jail. His comment was, he goes, yeah, I know, I remember what you said, don't talk to the police. He goes, I might be retarded, but I'm not stupid. That was his response to, you know, invoking his right to remain silent. So it's a good thing he didn't talk to the police. So I think that's it. Am I good on time? All right, thank you, everybody.